Hey guys, what's up? During this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 7 fitness principles. And the reason that I'm going to talk to you about those is with the gyms about to open, at least here in the UAE, where they'll be opening tomorrow. I'm not sure about you and your respective part of the world, but I'm sure they're not far away. So without consideration of these 7 principles and how to integrate them back into your training, I'm sure a lot of people are going to go back into the gym like a bull in a china shop. They're going to go hard and fast, thinking they can pick up where they left off a few months ago. And a lot of people are probably going to hurt themselves, or at the very least, they're not going to be able to walk properly for a week. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. So they only give me 8 minutes in these videos, so I've got to move through these fairly quickly. So the 7 principles that I need you to think about when getting back into the gym. I like to remember them with a little acronym that's called PROVRBS, okay? And each of those 7 principles are progression, recovery, overload, variety, balance, reversibility, and specificity. And we're going to go through each of those now. So the first one, okay, I'll move over here. So let me just write all those down. Okay, P is for progression. Okay, and what we mean by progression is you have to progress slowly, and there needs to be progression in order for continued adaptations or improvements. Okay, so if you can do 5 reps with 100 kilos on the bench, and that's all you ever do, you don't add more weight, or you don't reduce the rest, you don't try and do more reps, you're not going to progress. Okay, so progression equals continued adaptation or getting better. R is for recovery. Okay, everybody's different, and we have another law which is not part of these 7 principles, which is called the law of individuality, which simply means everyone has their own unique individual recuperative ability, and some muscles recuperate faster than others. Younger people generally will recover more quickly than older people, training experience, and a whole bunch of other extrinsic variables. But broadly speaking, the recommendations have always been 48 to 72 hours in between muscle groups. So if you look at a classic maximum strength training protocol, so think strong first 5x5 or something of that nature, squat, bench, deadlift, for example, it might be on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. Even if you look at a classic hypertrophy training split, there might be upper, lower, where you might do upper body on Monday, lower body on Tuesday, Wednesday's off, and then Wednesday, Thursday is upper body, lower body respectively again. So it's usually always 48 to 72 hours. Okay, but that's just broad brushstrokes. Nevertheless, you need to think about recovery, okay, because what a lot of people don't realise, okay, is that it's the recovery period where you're actually making the adaptation, okay, it's that repair process. The stimulus, which is the exercise, is breaking down the muscle, okay, that's the stimulus. However, the recovery or the adaptation is during the recovery phase. Okay, overload. Okay, you must apply greater load and stimulus in order to continually improve. Again, if you can do 5 reps with 100 kilos of squats, and you only ever go in and do 5 reps with 100 kilos, you're not going to improve, okay, because there's no overload or progressive overload. So you would need to go in and either try and do more reps with that same weight, or add on more weight and then gradually build it up again, so you're continually adapting. So that's overload. Next one is variety. Important for a number of reasons. Certainly, the longer you've been training, the harder it is to turn up every day and get the job done and do the work. So variety is very important from a psychological level. So always mix it up. It's also important because the same movement patterns, the same exercises can have a wearing and a grinding effect. So you need to change the exercises and the movement patterns that you're doing to give the joints and your connective tissue and your muscles a break. Stimulate them in a different way. So that's variety. Also, very important for continued adaptations or progress. In the strength and conditioning space, you should always follow a periodized program, whether that's a linear or an undulating periodized model or any one of the other periodized models that are out there. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in the next video, where I actually give you practical examples of training programs that you can use when the gym's open wherever you are. Okay, the next one is reversibility. Which is very simply the use it or lose it principle. Okay, now most of you haven't been to the gym for a while. You might have been at home doing bodyweight stuff or kettlebell stuff or whatever else, but you haven't been in the gym pumping the pig, lifting the big weights for a while. So needless to say, there's going to be some decrease in performance. Okay, and there's a variety of reasons for that. Very likely that your lean body mass, your muscle, has atrophied. That's just a no-brainer. You've probably lost some muscle. Okay, neural activation or neural means, so you've probably lost some neural efficiency and a whole bunch of other stuff. So reversibility is just use it or lose it. B is balance. Okay, so everyone's got a favourite muscle group for most blokes. Okay, chest, arms, not so much back. For a lot of you, not legs. So balance basically is balancing the appropriate volume of training for the agonist and the antagonist, or the muscles on the front and on the back. So if you do 3 exercises for chest, make sure you do 3 exercises for back, because we always want to maintain symmetry and proportion, and we don't want any imbalances, okay, by favouring certain muscle groups or doing more work on some exercises or some muscle groups than others. Balance is also with regard to balancing the type of training that you're doing. Okay, so you should break up your training into blocks. Again, if you're following a periodized model, you do this naturally anyway. So you'll have strength blocks, you'll have hypertrophy blocks, you might have endurance blocks, deload or strategic deconditioning blocks. You obviously want to be doing a little bit of cardio as well for your cardiovascular health. So B is for balance, and S is specificity. Okay, which just means that the training that you are doing needs to be specific for the adaptation that you are after. Okay, if you are an endurance athlete, okay, and you are doing a lot of maximum strength training, although there is a time and space for maximum strength training for endurance athletes in their periodized plan, but broadly speaking, these guys are endurance athletes, so they should be focusing more on muscular endurance on either short, medium or long duration, depending on the specific nature of their sport. Okay, so that's all it is. If you want to be a better runner, run. You want to be a better swimmer, swim. You want to be a faster runner, run fast. So I'm almost out of time. In summary, there's our 7 principles. Just remember PROVRBS: progression, recovery, overload, variety, reversibility, balance and specificity. Hope you found this useful. Stay tuned to the next video where I'll actually show you, I'll take you through specific training programs to ease back into the gym. All the best.